Shot on goal. RJ.
Hello, everybody. Shawnee Hill here to pick up action in the second period. We're going to try to see if we can get some play-by-play going for you, along with the game feed out in Minnesota. Wayzata trailing 2-0 this point to Osseo Maple Grove. Outplayed a bit in the early going, but we shall see what the second period has to go. Wayzata debuting their yellow jerseys, their third jerseys, brand new to the program here. We're going to see them for the first time out there today. We rolled lines a bit earlier. You saw a bit of the stats coming up, but we're trying to see if we can get some play-by-play and game action going together here as we get started for the second period of play. So we'll be silent for just a moment, and hopefully you'll hear me once again with some play-by-play of second period action. Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty, we're working here. We should be able in just a moment to bring you some game action. Stand by. All right, we're going to try the play-by-play here. See if we can get this going. If you can hear me nice and loud, just let me know here on the comments as we get set here in second period action. So if you're hearing me, just let me know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube at Shawnee Hills, we have YZ, OMG facing off here, trying to get you some play-by-play of the action here as YZ gets on the board. So let's see if we can have this come back and have our feed in Minnesota come back up here live.
All right, everybody, we can give you some play-by-play from live from the rink if it's not too bothersome. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear some play-by-play. Offsides. Coach Danino, Coach Dixon, Coach Hill here in the top row. Welcome to Osseo West. 4 minutes left to go in the second. It's 4-1 OMG. On the zone, nice dump in there. And there. Good forecheck there. Coming up. From the line is Ethan. RJ Hill with the puck. Looks, dumps it in, and we have an offside. All right, Coach, we're live here. They want a little play-by-play here, so that's why I'm talking to myself, letting you know. Take a look here. Coach Dixon has the stats here, so we can do some analytics later. As you can see there's a lot of dots and a lot of numbers. There we go, back to game action. 3:30 to play. Cross the line. Alice Kalinski, that's how we say his last name. Sounds good on the puck there. Good forecheck there. Ooh. Little elbow to the back of the head. Who's that in front of the net, Coach? Is that? Oh.
Connor Nielsen.
Connor, thank you. Connor Nielsen in front of the net. Something there, Nolan Weingartner. There we go. We got a break here. It's 2. Arlo Courtright steps up. Nice poke check. Across the line. Ooh. They have blew a stick there. Blew a tire. And back. Well, 1-on-3. He's got no stick out there. Avoid that stick. Ooh. Pass a bit off the mark. Wazetta dumps it in. They're going to look to have a defensive change here. Going with a passive forecheck here, Coach. I think it's probably part of the coach's plan to lay back. That's my guess. Out of the zone. Looks, turns. That should be. Oh, it's onside. He's got a guy open on the wide side. Here we go. That's Connor Nielsen. Look at this. He's in on a break. He's in on the break. He's going to get the shot. Oh, he comes back. Good defense there. Uh-oh. We're good there. Thought we would have another 2 minutes on the ice. Hoping to break down those after the pause. Here we go. Osseo Maple Grove out. Across the line. Wayzata, good back checking. Pause the off. So we got 1:44 to go in the second. 4-1. Osseo Maple Grove in white. Wayzata debuting the third jerseys. Debuting the game third jersey gold today. They're looking good. 1:44 to go in the period. Here we go. Here's Drew Munyon. He has a step. Oh, no call. One out here. There we go. Good kick in by Hill. Still, look at that. RJ Hilke. Oh, there it goes. It comes out. Gavin coming across. Conacher. Good Munyon there. Good keep here. Hill's coming around. He looked. Backhand pass, turn and fires. Oh, it's there. Here it is. The rebounds. Some solid goaltending. Solid goaltending there. All right, sir. Let's see what we can do here. All right. There we go. It's going to be even more fun here in the third. Is now we have to connect an external power source while holding it in my hands. How about that, Coach?
Your hands are numb. So.
They are numb. I can't feel them. It's cold here. Kept in there by Nolan Weingartner. Tell you, the points are holding tight. Drop back. Good cover by Liam Dixon there. Stepped up. No big deal. We got coverage.
So not exactly sure what's happened with the game feed here. Hi, Shawnee Hill from our broadcast studio here in British Columbia, Canada. We lost the game feed in Minnesota. So once we get that back, we'll go ahead and put that back up live stream there. But right now, as you see, the game feed is down. So we're going to look to fix that. I don't know if the power died. I didn't have audio on my end here. But as you saw, I'll hold you here until that feed comes back here. Wayzata, rough start there, 4-1, trailing there in the second period. Started to see a little bit more pressure in the offensive zone as the period went on, but they're going to look to fix some of those issues and hopefully get back in this game here in the third period. But if you're just joining us now, what you missed so far, Wayzata in the gold jerseys, in the gold jerseys, down 4-1 at this point. We were hoping to bring you some full commentary, not just in the rink there, give you the full broadcast treatment. But unfortunately, we didn't have audio here, then we couldn't get audio out to you. But now we've lost our game feed. So for now, we're going to try to buy some time till hopefully we get that feed back in the arena up. That way you'll be able to catch third period action here in PeeWee action. So wherever you're watching from today, we thank you for joining us thus far, and hopefully we'll get you back very soon for the third period. You heard Coach Hill there talk about a bit of an active defense so far. We'll see if Wayzata will continue that into the third period, and we'll try to see what they can do to try to stem the tide. OMG was coming pretty hard beginning of the first. And we saw there in the second period when Wayzata got on the board, it looked like the game perhaps was starting to shift. Then that fourth goal, made it a 3-goal deficit, bit of a larger gap for Wayzata to get back in the game here. Looking for some text messages from our broadcast arena here. Nothing yet, so no feed at the moment. So stay tuned. We're going to try to get you back, get some feed going, and let you know how the third period will shake out. Until then, just stay tuned, and we'll get through these technical difficulties. Stand by, everybody. We are still looking to recapture our video feed from Minnesota. Our score OMG 4, Wayzata 1. Looking forward to third period action. We'll bring it to you as soon as we can regain contact in Minnesota. Once again, Shawnee Hill back with you live here in our broadcast center in British Columbia, Canada, trying to regain video contact with the rink in Minnesota, trying to text the team there, see if I can get you some updates as we head into third period action. Can confirm was a dead battery, so hopefully we'll get a charge there. But I have heard that OMG has put another one on the board, so it's 5-1 now in the third period. So 5-1 OMG over Wayzata. So a tough one thus far for Wayzata. It really looked from the drop of the puck that they were unable to kind of get in gear and really get started, and a tough OMG team really has been taking them to task. So unfortunately, a score now 5-1. We'll try to keep you updated and hopefully bring you video feed back so you'll get a chance to see the game in action. But 5-1, we're going to try to keep you updated on the score as best as we can. But 5-1 is our score now as we get into the third, and hopefully get that battery back up and running, get our video feedback so we can see the visuals of the action out in Minnesota. So stay tuned. We appreciate you staying through the technical difficulties. Hopefully not only will we see a dramatic comeback here on the video feed, but on the ice as well. So another update coming your way. Score remains 5-1. We had some offsetting penalties. Nothing went across the board there. It looks like there's about a little under 7 minutes left to go. Still 5-1 our score. The play started tightening up in the third is the report that we're getting from the rink here. We're going to try to bring you some post-game coverage. We're trying to set up, see what we can do for you, to reward you for sticking around and trying to tune in for the game. We apologize for losing the feed there in Minnesota, but we're on contact with the team in the arena there, trying to get as best we can, and we'll see what we can do for post game, maybe get a little show at that point here. Once again, Shawnee Hill coming to you from our broadcast center here in Western Canada, trying to bring you some PeeWee hockey here as we dip under the 6 minute mark now, still 5-1 OMG, but Wayzata really starting to pepper the net, as we are hearing lots of shots coming from a variety of angles with some strong goaltending for OMG at this point. So you never know. It could be a quick strike offense to get them back in this game. But as I said, dipping under 6 minutes to play here on a 4-goal deficit is going to be an uphill uphill climb. Unfortunately, we do not have any eyes on the shot clock, so unable to let you know what the shots on goal are looking like. But our report on the ground is that we're seeing a lot more from YZ when it comes to trying to generate some offense, but nothing has tickled the twine thus far in the third. So 5-1 our score. As I said, we're trying to communicate, see if we can get some post-game breakdown and analysis. Maybe bring in some experts to really try to give you guys something who tuned in to try to watch this third period of play. But unfortunately, a battery dies and we lose the feed there. And that's the problem with you looking for some international broadcasting, unable to get it all together. But we're going to give you a show at some point and some commentary there, trying to check in and see what we have. As soon as I have another update, whether we're going to do a full post game or anything like that, I shall let you know. Looks like we got 5:28 left to go in the third. It's the last update I have, still 5-1. So we'll bring you more in just a moment. So once again, the latest update, 5 minutes to go now. 5-1 OMG. Still in. We're having, as I mentioned, some technical difficulties here on the broadcast. We were trying our best to try to bring everything for you there. YZ started to, really started to pepper the net there in the third period, but unable to close deficit thus far. As I mentioned, 5 minutes left to go now. This was a slow start that they couldn't come back to, and some great goaltending for what we're hearing on the ground here. We're trying to see if we can get something post-game show for you to give you a little bit for sticking through us here in technical difficulties as we try to work this out, something new that we're trying. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you some game action in the future with some commentary, with some experts, what you want to see in PeeWee hockey. A true professional sort of show. So we're going to keep you going. It looks like the game is starting to be slowed down a bit by multiple offside calls, is what we're hearing. So the lineys out there trying to make sure that the crowd sees that they are here as well, calling a lot of offside. So it's starting to get really slow here. And as I mentioned, we want to do a bit of a post game or to give you something as we dip under 5 minutes to go. So I'm going to bring in one of an analyst that really knows the game, really knows the sport of hockey. He's going to come in to kind of give us his sort of opinion on what he thinks the difference could be out there, and what YZ would have to do. I'm going to bring in Tommy Paglia. Tommy, it was a tough game thus far. It's 5-1. YZ down in the third. Can you talk about how difficult it is for a team that gets off to a slow start to try to come back as the game goes on?
Well, you put yourself into a hole. 5-1's never fun to be in, especially after 2 periods, knowing you got to make up all that time. But it really is just a mentality of you got to get into that third period and just really focus on getting at least one goal, get that ball rolling, and then keep it going from there. So get that first one, keep the deficit off your mind. Just keep hacking away. That's the only way it's gonna get done. You just have to basically, you adjust the way you play the game. You maybe be a little more aggressive, but just don't think too much about the deficit. Just keep hacking away, and know you have to be a little more aggressive, and hopefully the puck bounces your way.
And that's what I started to see. We lost our video feed right at the start of the third period. We dipped down around like 5 minutes, a little under 5 minutes to go now, about 4 minutes to go. And we started to see this. YZ really started peppering the net, getting it from all angles. And it would not go. When it's a hot goaltender, which seems what they ran into. Do you change in the third period? Do you try to change some strategy, or when you're up against a hot goaltender, you just got to stick with what you think is going to work and hope it works out for you in the end?
That's right, Sean. It's when you're used to a certain system, and maybe you're playing more dump and chase and trying to get more pucks to the point and deflect in on goal. Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes that does. But the strategy should still remain the same. You just have, like I said, there should be better bounces. You just got to work toward those bounces. Keep outworking guys on the boards and get the puck to the net. You never know what'll happen when you get the puck on the net, and hopefully goalie leaves a rebound out there and he can jam it in. So getting those greasy goals, playing real down low, and just getting the puck near the goalie to a spot where he can't really keep possession of it. That should be the goal.
And so we have about 3:30 left in the third now. It looks like Wayzata still down 5-1. Tommy, I really want to know, when you have a game like this and such a tight schedule, Wayzata is going to be back on the ice, sooner rather than later. Is there moral victories at this point? I mean, is there something that you can, do in the third period to carry over? Talk a little bit about how momentum can shift from game to game. So even though the scoreboard might not go their way, something that happens in the third perhaps could help them in their next game.
Well, going forward, yeah, there are some small victories, Pyrrhic victories, if you will, in a losing effort. You definitely want to keep playing hard. Even if you have to battle, if you're going up against a hot goalie and you guys battle and maybe you get a goal with a couple minutes left, but you finally cycle the puck right and everything just kind of goes that way. You make crisp passes and you set up the kind of play that you want to. You can kind of come away from the game at least thinking like, okay, tonight didn't go our way, but you know what? We might have picked up a new maybe like a new play, a new skill, a new something into the repertoire, something that, no matter what, you're going to get chemistry built out of, if you can work together with your teammates, especially early on in the season, this COVID adjusted season. You definitely want to build the chemistry up right. And I think less than 3 minutes left in a game, you get a goal that can really help for future games.
Yeah, and it looks like they're pushing here in the final minute, but don't know if it's going to be just let's. And so, getting the text now. We got on the last minute, and that's going to do it. So 5-1 our final. Wayzata down early. Got one in the second to make it 3-1. It looked like the tie was starting to turn, but OMG added a fourth, added a fifth in the third, and then Wayzata started shooting the lights out, but just would not go. Game started getting a little bit greasy towards the end. A lot of offside call, a little bit of sloppy hockey. But it's going to go in the loss column here. And we want to thank all of our viewers that tuned in. We know we lost the feed there in the third period. Battery died there. Tommy, not only are you a hockey analyst, also, a broadcaster, streamer yourself there. Can you talk about how important it is to check your batteries before going out in the field? Absolutely crucial error to not have the battery ready to go. Can you tell us about why it's important to make sure not only that your main's ready to go, but you have a backup in a situation like this?
Well, the fact of the matter is you just don't have a battery. You can't use your camera, and you can't use a camera. You can't see. So this was just a missed opportunity for the camera operator for not having the battery and the battery backups. Standard fare. I mean, when I'm operating my cameras, I'm definitely having at least 3 or 4 different batteries ready to go. Usually I'm not shooting something too terribly long, but when I do, I make sure that I'm well prepared for multiple hours of broadcasting.
Yeah, so it seems to matter if you're on the ice or off the ice. Preparation is an absolute key to success. Tommy, I appreciate you jumping on here, to add some commentary and analysis. Hopefully we can invite you back a bit later in the season to have you join us for a broadcast, but we appreciate the time.
Sean, thanks for having me.
Tommy Champaglia, our last minute expert, jumping in not only on hockey, but on the broadcast as well. Well, once again, your final from Minnesota, 5-1 OMG takes it. Kind of a blissful ending for Wayzata there. Excuse me. They got behind early and just couldn't bring it back in. So don't know if we're going to be able to get any rink sounds from you. We're hoping to bring you some post-game interviews and commentary there. But who knows? stay tuned in the future. Perhaps we'll be able to get all of our ducks in a row here and have a broadcast that you can be proud of. So for Coach Hill out at the rink, for all of you watching, for Tommy Champaglia, I am Shawnee Hill. We appreciate you tuning in for this presentation of Wayzata PeeWee Hockey. Don't worry, I'll get it soon enough. Wayzata PeeWee Hockey here on YouTube. Stay tuned. Our next broadcast will be coming up sooner than you know it. Take care, everybody.